Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome back to the Historica channel as we continue our Odrysian campaign, which, frankly, just been my dream to play out this campaign to completion since I started playing Rome 2. And for once, my beloved Odrysians have a good start, and we're not in a losing war of Macedon within 2 turns. So I'm very, very happy with the way things have gone. Just to recap from last stream, we captured all of Dacia, we captured all of Sarmatia, we had to beat the Basturni and the Puli here, and over here in this faction we beat a step faction, I just can't remember. Actually, it's these guys, the Kachi rebels, I remember that emblem. And over here we defeated the Royal Scythians, even though it was quite the challenge. I struggle against horse archer armies personally, and to defeat them in battle as soundly as I did was quite the feat. So I'm very happy with myself, and subsequently we have quite the income now. So what we're doing now is raising a new army in Zermezigatuza. We're racing at least one of these armies back to Dacia so we can go and take on Thrace, because I see Thrace as a destabilized province at this point. Over here, these guys over here, the Scorsi, they don't have the same level of military dominance that the Tribali had. The Illyrians are always on their doorstep, and as these guys fight amongst each other for armies weaken, the Athenians are here, but their supply lines are going to be so distant from Athens that I don't think they're going to be able to hold Pulpadeva with all of her resources. And of course the Finni, they've been here a while, they're pretty stable, but they're also using essentially the same armies as me, so if I come at them with a slightly more expensive Thracian stack, I should be able to take him out. So, long story short, I see Thrace as somewhat weak, and I also see Thrace as a highly desirable province, so I'm like, why not? Let's take him out. Also, I just have a lot of money. I mean, I'm rolling with 2 separate provinces at this point. I mean, I am very, very well endowed compared to those factions in Thrace that have maybe 1 or 2 settlements max. 1 or 2 settlements that are constantly under attack, so I should be able to have stronger and more militaries than any of them. Of course, Athens and Macedon are still the big players in the region. They have the best troops out of all of those barbarian factions that exist in that area, so I always have to watch out for them. And I can get colonist hoplites now. I can train them up over here in Sarmatia. So I have a very, very well-developed port in Olbia. I just question whether it's what I want to do, because I have a lot of those long spear pelters, and they are pretty expensive, they're pretty experienced at this point, and I could just use them to great effect against at least the barbarian adversaries in that region. I just question whether we're going to be able to handle the hoplites of Athens or Macedon. But on the other hand, to be fair, if I go up against, say, like Macedonian pikes, I think the long spear peltists might do better because I can at least maneuver with them very quickly and encircle my foe. So, I don't know. I'm considering trading them out, but I'm also considering keeping them. It's a little bit difficult for me to figure out what to do, what's optimal, you know? Could go for a trader at this point if I want to get the pikes over here, but I can already get hoplites. No, I wanted to go for public order. Public order in this province is going to be pretty bad if I don't. Mr. President, yo, I'm about to bomb the fuck out of a test. Should I just play video games instead? Well, the way I always, like, judge a good cramming session is, like, it's not a real test, it's a simulation. So like an in-class type of assignment. I mean, if it's just a practice final exam, then maybe it'll be good to go into the practice final without studying, so then you'll see how well you'll do on the final if you don't study. Then you'll know exactly how much not studying will punish you, or how much you can get away with not studying. Sit 3 hours in it, then go home. I mean, bro, I have never ever studied for a practice final. I know that practice final exams, they come from like completely good intentions on behalf of the teachers, because it's like, I mean, yeah, we're just trying to give you a chance to prepare for the real thing, but I ain't studying for a practice exam. I mean, come on. Who studies for a practice exam? I got better things to do. But yeah, I mean, honestly, if you go in without studying, you'll still learn. Because you'll at least know, like, what type of questions to expect on the final exam. Because, like, practice exams are always pretty close to what you're gonna get on the final. So at least when you actually study for the real final, you'll know, like, what type of shit to prep for. And then the other thing is that, like, you'll know exactly how lost you'll be if you don't study for the final. It'll hopefully scare you enough to actually want to study for the final exam when the time comes, so... Yeah, I don't know, that's my hot take on it. Treat it as it may. Obviously, it's best if you do study, but if it's tomorrow, like, I would stress it if I was in your shoes, but... I was not a good student in high school, so take what I say with a grain of salt. You studied for 2 hours for it and went in 1 year and left out the other, not gonna lie. I mean, it is a practice exam. I don't know, like, what expectations to study could there possibly be? I mean, it's a good thing to study, but... Man, my archers are gonna get wrecked by that cavalry, not gonna lie, but... At least I can go ahead and just javelin them a bit. Then I'm gonna just send this cavalry out just so I can like chop up some of these archers. And the weird thing is that these like Thracian archers are still alive. Didn't expect them to be in. Oh, right, we have all of this crap coming forth. Ah, crap! No, these Thracian cavalry are about to get completely destroyed. You know what? The general is gonna have to go out here. The general is winning decisively against these guys, so I mean, I'll let him stay in this combat. The thing is that the enemy is basically like the only thing that they have that could do damage to me is their calves. So
our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
We have 3 units of cavalry. No, we have 4 units of cavalry left. Once I get rid of these guys, then they're toast. Okay, we have a little bit of infantry left on this side. I gotta pull this infantry over here. Considering that the enemy is going hardcore with cav over here, it's gotta be the play. I mean, we kind of just surrounded this unit, so their morale is gonna kind of falter. Just a second, boys. I gotta let my dog out. There we go. But yeah, what type of subject is it anyway? Is it like a hard subject, like math, or is it just like a language course or something? Nice. Okay, we routed another cavalry with archers over on this flank. That leaves only the general cavalry left. And that simplifies things quite a bit. I can reposition my infantry onto this side and then just use my archers. I mean, the Scythian Noble Cavalry looks pretty tough. And any cavalry unit with that much armor is most definitely a well-trained cav unit, but should rout because of losses pretty soon. There we go. Well, we defeated these pesky little rebels. We've lost the overwhelming majority of our men. Pretty darn good, and I don't think that any of my units are completely gone. I'm hoping that this Thracian cavalry remains, but if not, I can recruit lots of local cavalry in the region anyways. And have access to some nice Scythian archer units. Although I do like my Thracian javelin cav because they're just so useful in melee as well as javelin cavalry. That makes them quite ideal for countering horse archers, actually, because they can get in nice and close against, say, like an armored horse archer. Throw all of our javelins and still be useful for hunting down enemy light troops, like archers and stuff. So javelin cavalry serves as this unique hybrid type unit, which has a lot of utility in my eyes. But there we go, the rebels are gone. And public order at this point is stabilizing, so that's good. Yeah, we did end up losing our cavalry unit, unfortunately. So yeah, I'm gonna keep this army in the region. I'm gonna keep him here. I'm gonna have to build up a nice army to go up against the Bosphorine guys if I need to. Get another spy now because my Imperium has gone up. You need Imperium to like get more army, increase your army limit, and stuff like that. And yeah, we're just gonna move one army down to Scythia. The other army is gonna stay here. Now we started to train an army over in this province, and I need it to be good at countering what I'm going to encounter in this area. It's just I mean, I know for a fact that getting like these Romphia warriors will be quite useful. Problem is, I don't have the most elite population in any of these provinces. 500. I mean, I need to sacrifice 200 elites to get one Romphia unit. It's quite an extensive sacrifice. Just gonna neuter my population quite a bit. And I don't like that. On the other hand, though, how else am I going to fight these battles? Can't do it with a half-arsed army. Sacrifice I'm going to have to be willing to make. At the very least, I mean, Tribali Lancers would also be very, very nice to have. They're not great in melee combat, mind you, but they can go on a pretty serious charge. Okay, this is what I think I'm going to do. I am just going to go hardcore, get basically just destroyed elite population of Zarmeza Gatuza. Something that has to be done. It'll recover eventually. Let's see, we have 3 of these Pelthas. Go for like another one of these, and then something that uses warriors instead of elites, because we have a lot of warriors. There you go, this is like a pretty solid amount of recruitment. We're not going to war yet anyway, so I can wait a tiny bit.
Deep peace to you.
Looks like the Fenians are going pretty hardcore defending Pulpadeva, which makes sense. It's like if you capture this settlement, you've got to know that it's going to be a pain in the arse to defend, so you've got to invest quite hefty amount of resources towards defending it. That's just inevitable. We have a slave uprising in Thrace. Again, I've been like very much neglecting my settlements in Thrace, so it makes sense. But so far so good with this episode of the campaign. So far so good. We put down a slave rebellion with positive public order in Sarmatia. We can stabilize the province now, as well as probably shore up that army I have that I'm going to keep there. Can get some nice hoplites in there, some nice Scythian auxiliary troops just to, you know, beef up that army a little bit. Make them capable of fighting the Cimmerians if need be. And it looks like all of the provinces around me, like Thrace and Pannonia, just a constant stream of fighting between Illyrians, Germans, Celts, and Greeks. So as these guys fight each other, I think if I show up with like 2 full armies of full strength, they won't know what hit them. I'll be able to take some settlements for sure. I think the Fini just helped me out and crushed the slave revolt. At least that's what I'm hoping just happened. Which would be phenomenal. The thing is that Odessos are just so prone to slave revolts because it's a slave trading settlement. That is the main thing that we do there. We trade slaves for a living. But I have 0 public order buildings, so it's just going to be rife with rebellion all the time. Let's see, is it fully crushed? Yep. Wait, no, it's not fully crushed, but the Fini are chasing them down. Good guy, Fini, man. They're the best friends I could have in my border randomly. Yeah, I think the Ligus are about to take the Illyrians out. I mean, no, we're not at war with them, so no, they would have to start a war if they wanted to do
I
that.
throw open
Ooh,
the god.
nice little trade agreement with Bithynia. I mean, they are our kin. They're Thracian or Dacian Thracian as well, so makes sense. Antigonids very much dislike us, but they're already repressed back into Macedon, so it doesn't matter too much. I think I have a non-aggression pact with the Athenians, which I may just have to break.
Greetings to you.
No, the Illyrians, I mean, if I greased the wheels and offered them a little bribe, they would allow trade to happen, but don't really want to do that. Okay, well, this army has got to go march into Thrace. Gonna take a little while to get there. Of course, I could totally... I mean, okay, I could totally just get rid of some of these Peltas and replace them with hoplites. I mean, this army is very much meant to be fighting against the steppe tribes. And it's a little bit too heavy on skirmish because of that. Okay, let's just spend this turn changing up his army a little bit. I'll merge these guys and then just get rid of one of these. How many of these spears do I have? Just finished a game? Of what, CS? Or Valorante child game? We'll just get some colonist hoplites. No. Oh, that's a detail. Game about Kung Fu. Oh. Kung Fu Panda. Sifu. I've never heard of that game. Okay, what can I get here? 2 more Ronfield warriors. Man, it's so hard to recruit Ronfield warriors. Definitely a sought after asset. Get some of these shock cav. Dude, I love this shock cav. They have melee cav qualities, but they just charge in like rabid monsters. It's really fun, but hard as well. Oh, those are the best games, right? I'd classify CS as really hard, but fun AF. I mean, most of the time. To be fair, sometimes CS is just like nightmare fuel. Sometimes I can't sleep after because of how disturbed I am after playing CS.
My friend.
Alright, I mean, Dacia's growing pretty steadily. It depends on your opponent. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's kind of like that with, you know, only fighting game I've really played at any length is, like, Super Smash Bros. And it's totally the same thing there. Like, sometimes if you play, like, multiplayer, you'll run into people that are just absolutely monstrous, you know? Like, they'll just go in, and they just play everything by the meta. It's just like absurd how good they are. You can't do anything. Like when you're playing this game, you know you're losing. But then sometimes you'll play just a casual player like yourself. And it's just super duper fun. And it's just chill.
Oh, yeah.
See if it was a single player game. Oh, damn. I didn't think a single player fighting game could be really that hard. Is it because the AI is like actually strategically sound, or is it because the AI is just like buffed out of her mind? They're just on steroids, so they basically just cheat. I mean, like in this game, the way that the difficulty works is the AI just gets buffed out of her mind. And man, Singadan just keeps on changing hands over and over and over again. Like, first it was in possession of these Pannonians, and it was in possession of the Illyrians, and now it's this random faction that I have no idea who they are, but I assume they're probably Celts, if I had to guess. They are probably Celts. And with all of this just randomness occurring in Pannonia, I do hope that nobody tries to attack me in Dacia, because that would be annoying AF, I can tell you. Okay, we just researched another technology. AI is pretty strategic in later stages, but the time to kill is pretty long and you can't heal. I see. So it's about making all of your movements perfectly. That's the challenge, eh? It's questioning what to do. So I don't really want to do... Yeah, I don't like that because I make a lot of mistakes when I play video games. I'm not a very precise individual in general. I mean, a philosophy does give you, like the later buffs in philosophy, if you die, you don't reset. Oh, okay. It's one of those games too. Interesting. The level, you just wake up. Interesting. Sounds kind of like that game when, like, you know that game that all the streamers are playing for a while when you, like, run... It's kind of like an obstacle course game, and if you fall up the obstacle course, you get all the way down to the bottom level. The bottom level is just, like, some slum in Brazil or something, and it just looks all shitty. Like, you know that game? Like, all the streamers were playing it for a while. It's like a Chinese game. Anyway, it seems vaguely like that mechanic when you fall off and you wake up. Wait, did I take troops from Malva, or did I take them from Petrovada? I took them from Malva. I went the wrong direction. I want to get more Romfia wielders. The game is only up. Cool. I mean, sounds like a grind, dude. Sounds like a grind. Okay, I'm thinking... I mean, okay, I only have 4 more slots in this army, and I want to make it... It's ass. Yeah, it sounds ass, too. Thinking... Okay, so... We have 4 skirmish. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 melee infantry already. Well, 9 if you count the general. We're fighting the controls half the time. So it's hard, but also somewhat poorly built. Yikes. You know what? I'm just gonna go for 1 more cav and then try to get to Petrovada to get infantry for the rest of the army. Meanwhile, this army needs to continue its epic journey back into Thrace. I mean, we're not even gonna go through Dacia. We're just leaving Dacia at the wayside. Man, look at the Illyria. It's all the way to King. It's so weird how, like, in this campaign, the AI has been capturing settlements so outside of its sphere of influence. Yet I feel like Nasos would be an easy conquest for me right now. It seems very exposed. Who are these Dinari folk?
I welcome you.
Do they wish for a trade agreement? Yes, they do.
accept it.
You will get a nice little trade
You are
agreement.
welcome.
Dude, let's go ahead and just
accept
spam these
the
trade
name.
agreements.
Greetings.
I'd love to get some
We
nice
are
trade
civil-
agreements here.
I welcome you, worthy. You're good. You are welcome. Although my ancestors and
You
people
know what?
expect
If it
talk with
prevents me from
purpose,
going to war, okay, I didn't
I
want
do
to
not
give him a
think our
lot.
people want your trinkets.
But hey, that was actually pretty good. These are all like factions upon my borders, so it helps me secure those borders. Is this dick? Oh, damn. Bit of a meme, eh? I just have to keep on going. We're not prepped for this war just yet. Man, my income has been absolutely sucked by developing this third army, man. When you saw that I was at like almost 3,000 income per turn and now I'm like under a K, I have been developing a very expensive and elite force for a Thracian army. And the Thracians have the ability to build a pretty cheap army, but my favorites of Peltus over archers, my recruitment of cavalry and Romfia wielders. I mean, the Thracians didn't ever really have like a very professional army, and I've been recruiting the warriors of society rather than just the freedmen, so it makes sense. Wouldn't be surprised if the guy who made it. I mean, if you notice, like the way the Thracian like roster is that like when you consider income to benefit, The warriors aren't really cost effective. Like, they're way more expensive. They are better, but that extra cost doesn't really justify how much better they are, because the freedmen that you can get, the archers and just the regular infantry, they're very ferocious. But it's just like, hey, if you want the best chance of success, you get the best you can, even if you have to pay exorbitant amounts for it, right? So you always crush the riot, because like the plebs don't matter. Always crush the riot. So I mean, I could go for more upgrades in Sarmatia, but don't really want to. Oh, dude, Nasos got conquered. Oh man, but maybe we could just take that army out. I don't think the Illyrians are too crazy of an enemy. Yeah, I think at this point, I can't really afford to do anything extra difficult. And let's see. Do I want this? Or do I want this? You don't get nearly as much public order, but you get a lot of wealth from industry. I mean, here you just get a lot of public order. Public order is stable right now. Dude, I'm like questioning myself which upgrade tree I want to use. You know, let's just go for the simple one, I think. Like, I can understand at least. You know, I can always change things if I want to. I can always go for a different temple if I wish later. Let's go for Sabados. It just, the public order buff is so intense. But it's obviously like a good choice. It's objectively a good choice. It will help me stabilize public order, which is what I want. And damn, dude, if I go try to fight the Illyrians, then I'm gonna have an army breathing down on me in Dacia. It's a problem. I don't know, that's an issue. That is a big problem. Gotta think of what to do here. But yeah, if I go for Nasos, yeah, the Illyrians have a pretty extensive amount of holdings. I thought, okay, like whatever, dude, because Illyrians were all the way down south. I don't have to deal with them if I take Nasos immediately. But no, I mean, they are right on the border of Dacia, and I want to keep Dacia safe. I mean, that's my home province right now. That's my capital. Yeah, and it looks like, yeah, the Illyrians, they just took out the Sikori. I was gonna take out the Sikori. They looked weak as hell, but I guess someone else had the same idea. Like I said, this entire region is just super duper up and in the air, right? Just extremely, what is it? Extremely turbulent, so new people come into power every day. I mean, if I go and take out the RDA here, I need to fight them in Pannonia too. This is going to be a much more significant conflict than I imagined against the Sikori. It's not going to be just limited to Thrace. On the other hand, I could go and fight Athens. It looks like we've just left Polpideva in general. What the? What happened? The city just disappeared for a moment. I don't know. Are the Illyrians possibly at war with somebody who matters? No. They are not. So they would be able to concentrate all of their energy upon me. Meanwhile, the Athenians and I, like, we still do have a non-aggression pact, and I think that it's intelligent to keep a non-aggression pact active. Although I assume that the Athenians are probably trying to march on Pella or something. I mean, are they? Yeah, I mean, they're only fighting the Macedonians, so I think it's a pretty fair assumption they're most likely marching on Pella, but they're not. The Macedonians have a pretty significant amount of forces built up here too. I don't even know where the Athenians went. Maybe over here? I have no idea, or maybe we're just over here and I just don't see them. We're just slightly out of
On the move, lads.
out of my vision.
Thirsty for battle.
I mean, okay, so the Finny. So we
Good
have
and noble friend. What an honor
a
you do
lot of
us.
agreements.
Come, speak so that the spirits can hear your words.
I mean, it looks like they would allow a
but I
defensive
cannot quite
alliance
accept the terms that
if we
you
gave him a
offer.
little bit more money.
Ready for orders. Thirsty
I'm
for
in a
battle.
city and I'm losing men to attrition. That's insane. Sarmatia as a province is kind of yucky when it comes to supplies. Not even kind of, it just is. Maybe that army is diseased, I don't know, but it doesn't look like it is because there's no disease in the city. If they're diseased, but there's no disease in the city, that would be a first. Or it's just gonna spread to the city.
Come now, let us debate
No,
this
I don't want a
matter.
non-aggression pact of a faction that's outworld the Romans and the Carthaginians. It seems like a bit of a liability, if anything. A bit of a liability. Not a bit, a hardcore liability. Well, now I'm a little perplexed because Thrace was weak when I initially looked at it, but now that the Illyrians are there, it's gotten pretty strong. I have to think twice before pressing that attack button. The Finni are my allies. I have a non-aggression pact with the Athenians that I don't really want to break, and then the Illyrians could potentially screw me over in Thrace.
Warriors all.
However, I don't even understand how I managed to get Scoria gone. I mean, that's like the easiest prediction of all
You have
time,
further
that they
orders?
would get wrecked. I did patrol the region over here. It's gonna improve public order for a bit. Yeah, my income is very low, so training a new army over here would be a little bit of a challenge. I could do it, but it would be very annoying too.
Starting out.
And yeah, I mean, I'm going to be facing a pretty solid group of Illyrians over here. You know, I think I just have to do this. I mean, if I'm going to fight anybody over Thrace, the Illyrians are still the weakest, so even if they're stronger than I anticipated, I just need to go for it. I mean, to be fair, it's not like public order is bad. It's very good everywhere. I could just increase my tax level a little bit. It'll decrease growth, but I could just have a higher tax level until I take Nasos. Just increase those taxes, right? Nothing bad has ever happened when you increase taxes to fight a war. 0 rebellions of any note that have created any modern nations. Right? Nothing.
Fight with us. It's a good life.
There we go. We'll go ahead, we'll create a new army in Zarmezza so we can actually have a reasonable chance of holding Dacia against what I anticipate to be a pretty strong Illyrian army, but still somewhere in Pannonia. Meanwhile, we have 2 full stacks that are getting within range of Nasos. Like, we definitely have a possibility to take it. Of course, one of my armies is still, like, pretty low on troops. They haven't fully recovered from their long march from Sarmatia, which apparently, even if you're quartering in a city, a well-developed settlement, mind you, with a grain market and such during the winter, you'll still have food shortages, somehow. Even though the settlement has a freaking trade harbor. We have a port where we can import grain. It's absurd. It's insane. But it is like that. Here we go, boys. Nasos should be able to get a battle there next turn if we so wish to. But also, the Fenians and the Macedonians are duking it out over Polpadeva, and... Wait, what army moved there? Hold up, we gotta go check out what the Greeks are doing this turn in Thrace, because they may have just weakened themselves immensely. Let's see what happened. RDA and Athens, RDA and Vadin. Oh, nice, dude. That is gonna make the RDA a lot weaker. They just declared war against way too many factions at once.
How can I help?
How can I assist?
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and move the dignitary into, man, to Illyrian territory just to mess with them a little bit. These guys here, the Athenians are just trying to recover an army. I think that they just lost the battle. That's good. The RDA, I mean, they're strong, but this army and a kink is like nothing. Do the RDA have another army here, or did we lose against the Sicoria? Because the Sicoria had 2, now we only have 1. I think that these armies are actively clashing around me, and again, they're bleeding themselves dry, right? This garrison isn't fully formed. If I'm gonna attack, it should be now. Let's go for it. I'm not at war with anybody. I can afford a good war. You can see here, right? These Illyrian hoplites are gonna be tough, as well as their general cav. But all in all, I have a very strong army, and I spent a fortune recruiting some of the finest blood warriors of Thrace, right? And by blood warriors, I mean warriors whose birthright it is to fight. Should be strong here. Also, I don't see a lot of skirmishers on the other side, which means maybe my Peltas could just go in and throw their javelins. Wouldn't that be a sight? Peltas being able to operate without being shot to bits by enemy skirmish. But also, the enemy doesn't have a ton of very strong infantry. That's the truth of it. They don't. They do have some hoplites, which probably better than almost everything I have, but they don't have a ton of super strong infantry. So we're gonna go ahead and deploy in a couple of wings. Example, like look at this. Illyrian mercenary raiders and Illyrian militia over here. It's not very good. Let's push forward. Yeah, it looks like the enemy is adopting a very defensive stance, which makes sense. Illyrian axemen over here. Yeah, those hoplites are too spread out to be able to like dominate the field as they probably should.
Warriors! Get running!
Go move some forces into view.
Thracian nobles! Run!
A lot of Romphia warriors coming up on this side. Cavalry as well. Oh, got some revelations though. Illyrian mercenary hoplites. I mean, these guys are pretty low armor from what I see, but that formation attack could be very annoying. I mean, I think we could just go ahead and get a nice little cavalry charge over here. Weaken them up. First blood of the battle, boys. We are gonna go harass I just want to harass the crap out of the Illyrian
Our
flanks.
hidden units have been discovered.
And let's just back away now before the enemy even has a chance to fully recover. Come on, shock cavalry, get out of dodge. Don't take a single loss. Beautiful, 16 kills. Got a single loss. That's what I want to see.
Have been discovered.
And we can go ahead and throw some javelins while the enemy's still down. Go ahead and send my Thracian footmen forward. Go, we got a nice charge into this. This is going to be an absolute barbarian-centric brawl, but I think that we have the better barbarians here. Especially because those units, the units of the enemy, were pretty injured. Here, we'll get some javelins prepped. I'm gonna get my cavalry around. I can actually flank these guys if I wish, but they can't fight these hoplites head on. That's the unfortunate truth. This hoplite is essentially gonna keep me at bay. We're gonna keep me honest. I'm gonna bring some cavalry here so I can harass the enemy.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Looks like the enemy might be pushing out actually, because they know that their flanks are screwed. This Illyrian militia is losing hard. They know it. Oh crap. The enemy is pushing. Enemy's pushing hard. What the heck? Crap. Getting like dynamic.
The men are wavering.
Some really dynamic army management by the enemy. They play defensive and then they push once they see an opportunity to. So it is leaving their flanks quite exposed here. Can definitely start pushing from within their settlement. But oh man, the enemy has like fully gone out of the settlement. This is no joke. No damn. I mean, the general's cavalry just decides to go out, and yeah, the enemy cav is gonna be better in melee combat than my cavalry, but on the charge we should be able to do a lot of damage. Hopefully enough to rout him. And on this flank we were victorious. We were able to outmaneuver and outflank his men. And over here we just straight up charge into some enemy peltis. Got around 14 kills, and now we're gonna screw off. I don't know, I think it's just time to commit some troops to the battle. Crap, over here we didn't get the charge that we wanted. Problem is enemy coming out with some pretty like...
Our general is under attack.
Gotta just hunt these guys down. Might not be like my top priority or anything, but I really don't have any choice. Unless I want them to come back into the fray. But over on this side, it's like... Oh, these pelters are out of ammo. Push them in. Oh, nice, dude! We just routed the enemy general, and we have some light cav chasing him too. Oh, damn, dude. Okay, that should be huge, because I don't anticipate that a lot of these Illyrian troops have the best morale. Let's go capture the town center right from behind them, and we just routed some peltis. Oh, this is huge. Rally to on my general. Oh man, dude. Like, we can just surround. I think we can. I think the enemy has overexerted themselves. I mean, look at this. You can come in from this side. You can come in from behind here. You can come in from around here. There's so many ways to push into the junction. And yes, he does have noble hoplites that are like holding some parts of it. He just doesn't have enough noble hoplites to fully cover all the sides of this. And also, it's not like all of his hoplites can defeat what I'm throwing at them. My Raphia warriors can still fight a hoplite from the front, and they are elite enough troops to be able to smash him. I mean, my Raphia warriors are some of the best troops in the ancient world, hands down. There aren't a lot of them, and I can only get them as a general unit, so they're not really overpowered. You can only have one per army, but damn, dude. I mean, there we have it. The enemy was sort of rolling up for flanks of our settlement, and they got scared about being outflanked, and we saw weakness in my center, so we pushed through, but that's where I had my best troops, and even though we did take casualties, they were able to hold on. My Peltas did pretty decent all in all. My cavalry did phenomenally. The lack of enemy cavalry presence actually did kind of screw them over, and their cavalry just... They tried to react to my cav by countercharging and stuff, but they just got them killed. My cavalry is good. So yeah, I've noticed in this campaign thus far, but my French and cav is sick, man. Like, they do super duper well in combat. My Tribalian Lancers, they did phenomenally. Chef's kiss. And they look cool too. But hey, there we have it. We'll just occupy it. I don't want to destabilize my empire at this point. And perfect, man. We got lead. We have lead. A excellent resource to have. Simple as that. It is a valuable resource. Ooh, we can get Agriati and build the service settlement. Heck yeah. Okay, we're gonna get so many awesome troops from Thrace. Okay, I'm just thinking about like what to get here. So I want to turn Thrace into a good military area, because look at the elite population we have here. And also, I mean, if we're gonna fight Greeks, we probably do want to have some non-barbarian troops as well. I'm thinking. We do this. We do this for food. Next turn, we will open up another one and get a trader. Is there a way to like know which population this comes from? It doesn't say here, does it? I'm just trying to figure out what population this comes from. I mean, okay, it's safe to say that these units probably come from like population 3. I mean, they're literally elite warriors. You know what? Screw it. I'm dismantling this entirely. Wait, no, I shouldn't completely get rid of it. Or should I? Maybe I can make this province somewhat more lucrative if I get rid of it here. You know what, screw it. I'm turning Dacia into a non-militarized province. And I'm gonna make Thrace my military recruitment zone. And you know why? Because I want to. Because I want to. It's as simple as that. But also, to put it very simply, I can't easily get elite warriors in Dacia. My population is never going to be high enough to justify that. I need to just allow my population in Dacia to grow. And I won't be able to do that if I keep on
Will you agree to
recruiting.
trade?
Oh, the Fenians.
We have much your people might enjoy, and your goods would enrich our markets.
I'm questioning, do I want to tolerate the presence of the Fenians in order to focus on the Illyrians? Or do I want to just go for the throat and try to knock Athens out? Because it would be nice to have Pulpadeva, I'll be honest. It'll be really, really good if we do. But on the other hand, the RDA are still at large here. If I get this trade agreement, it's gonna basically seal the deal. We're gonna be with the Athenians for a while. You know what? No, let's think about this next turn. If it's a high chance of them accepting it, then they'll accept it next turn too. Maybe if it's somewhat less... Maybe they'll be a little bit more demanding, but they will accept it. Let's see. Let's see what happens. Let's see how, like, motivated the RDA are to continue fighting. Because I assume that with the destruction of their army, they just won't have a lot in Thrace to continue fighting me with. Let's take a look. Army in a kink, I mean, it hasn't even started developing. If you look,
Gods of the afterlife,
like we're
spare my
caught off
arse.
guard.
Well, why do you trouble my digestion today?
Okay, so they will happily give up this conflict.
For the tribe!
What is this? How big is the foreigner population here? I mean, it's extensive. It's extensive. It is extensive. Could go and start training, or I could go and get this building. Question is, how lucrative is it comparable to like other things? I mean, cost 2,500. I mean, it's not really a lot of wealth. You lose -4 public order, you increase growth, which is good actually. It's kind of, I don't like this, the way that this panel presents information, to be honest. I mean, Outpost kind of sucks, not gonna lie. You don't really get much out of it. You get growth and research, but you lose so much public order and population growth, it just... Nah, it kind of sucks. Let's go for an Agora. Screw it. Yeah, public order's not great because my tax level is still very high. If I lower it, it's still manageable. That'll help with public order a little bit, not by much.
How can I assist you? A merry meeting. How can I help? The road goes ever on and on. What would you have of me? To work then. I can't go.
Okay, the Athenians do have a full stack in this area. Oh god, I'm just trying to figure out what to do. What is the best move?
try.
I mean, this army is like not really that expensive to maintain. I shouldn't like break it up in order to build more armies elsewhere. But meanwhile, Kink's pretty weak. Could just try to smash a Kink.
Ready for orders.
They break my treaty with Athens so abruptly, then things are gonna go bad. I can tell you that. No one's gonna like that. Wait, we're gonna have terrible public order in this province, just so bad.
Greetings.
They want trade. How much will this trade even give me? I don't think it's gonna give me a ton. 170. Oh, that's okay.
Ready for orders.
Just thinking, alright, boys? I'm thinking really hard. Because either I try to take on Athens here and make peace with Illyria, and then I just try to go for better control in Thrace, or the problem is that Athens right now is not an enemy. I'm gonna make an enemy of Athens and Illyria if I go and take on Athens. Well, right now, it's only Illyria that's an enemy. The other thing is that the Illyrian presence in a kink is super duper duper annoying. It's insanely annoying. It's intolerable. Because they're right at the doorstep of Dacia. I really don't like that. If I could just destroy them in a kink,
Your next
I
command.
mean, it would be wonderful. It would be beautiful if I could just get rid of them in a kink. I really want to get rid of them in a kink.
Thirsty for battle.
But then I don't have an army here capable of doing that. This army sucks. This army blows. It's useless.
Ready for battle.
And I can't recruit anything in this province just yet. What's the plan, boys? What's the plan? I mean, if I try to move this army here, it's going to take like 3 turns. And winter's coming, so it's going to take longer than that. On the other hand, this faction's supposed to be at war with Illyrium, but not really doing a whole lot.
Ready for orders.
You know, I have to go and get rid of the Illyrian presence in a kink. So this army, we're going to be on their own for a little bit. And Athens is going to have to remain a friend for a little bit. I mean, we can go ahead and check out what Illyria is up to over in Epidamos next turn if we need to. What I'm thinking is that I can go send that 20 stack to a kink, I can wipe it out, and then just make it into a ally of mine. I don't think I really need to take it. I can make it into an ally. Liberate it, so to speak. It could be a little buffer state. They're not going to last, obviously, but can make it into a buffer state. 20 stack just appeared there.
There is good in trade. To walk through a market is to understand a people and learn to respect them.
We'll go and accept the trade agreement for now. I need to weaken the Illyrians. So now they're a little bit too strong. But we're fighting too many people. I should have an opportunity to do it. I don't see them as a very stable faction right now, just based on the total amount of enemies that they've taken on. But then again, I'm somewhat in the same boat as well. This is gonna be the last turn of the stream, boys. I have no choice. I have to put my foot down on myself here. This is gonna be the last turn of the stream. Let's see what we can do with this. Tie up as many loose ends as we possibly can. Okay, so in Epidamos,
The road goes ever on and on.
this is not a very strong army.
For the tribe!
We could make ourselves poised to attack them. Oh man, this is a strong army. Oh man, I can't take this army on, no. They have way too many forces in a kink. We don't have a lot in Illyria, though.
For the tribe!
You know what? I think that right now we're just gonna have to make it our objective to go and fight the Illyrians. Unless these guys are basically just gonna beg me for a peace treaty.
Let me hear your talk. I warn you, I have no stomach for the meek or nice.
No. What I'm gonna do is just try to snipe Epidamos. If I could sack the crap out of Illyrium, then that'll be great, because I do kind of have financial woes at this point. And it could be solved by some nice, good old-fashioned barbarian raiding, right? I decided against getting the Agora. It's just too expensive, and also, like, it would be nice to increase my food supply somewhat. Of course, we have no public order buildings in Thrace, and that's gonna lead to very poor public order over time. Inevitably. Oh, 2,300 left, we can maybe get something here. No, this is really the only thing I wanted, just better public order. This is interesting though, because it increases food if I get this, but at the same time, it decreases public order, which I don't necessarily want. Why don't I increase this taxes? Worth it. Worth it. Tax. I'll tax my my settlements over the winter a little heavily. Okay, one more turn. Yeah, I was thinking I could probably make peace with the Illyrians easily enough. The problem is that if I leave them strong, they're just gonna attack me when the time is right. They're not gonna forgive the seizure of Nasos because they were just going strong. They were building up a solid empire like me, right? Got a good base going. And I ruined that. They're not gonna like it. Right now we have a very decent base. I just hope that the Illyrians don't try to take Zarmeza Gattuso, but I don't think that they're going to like be extremely excited about taking a walled city with some reasonable defenses. So my two troops in there, they should be able to hold back whatever ambitions are across the border, but maybe it's wishful thinking. It's not like my stock of 2 is like a particularly impressive threat to them. Well, let's see. Caravaggio are gone. Bit of movement in Hispania, I suppose. And ooh, Epidamos was abandoned because I guess the Illyrians knew that they could not hold it. But we have another army here that is building up, but then this force is significant. I mean, it's not the best troops, I assume, but they don't have the best recruitment buildings in a kink. Go ahead and try to steal some of the income from the RDA.
Ready for battle. On the move, lads.
Over time, we will get the best. We'll get better recruitment at Thrace.
Ready for orders. Let them cower before us.
And this will be a nice end to the stream. I mean, dude, this is like the capital of Illyria. And you can see by this extensive garrison. I mean, this is just a garrison army, man. I mean, look at all those Illyrian axemen, those Illyrian levies. I mean, this is a proper, decent barbarian force that's come out to battle. Imagine if they actually kept an army. I don't know why they didn't keep an army inside the city. I mean, sure, they probably still... I mean, look, they wouldn't have a guaranteed chance of victory by any means, but... I mean, surely their chance of victory would be high enough to justify it. So yeah, what I'm gonna do here is just very simply deploy my troops frontally, go in for a nice juicy charge, and I'm just gonna have my cavalry on the flanks ready to exploit any weaknesses that I view, and I'm just gonna go in. I don't see any reason to hold back. The center looks particularly weak. We're gonna go ahead and just charge forward with our Ramphias there. General on the flank. Bring my cavalry a little bit closer so they can charge forth easier. Yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and be the aggressive, brutish Thracians that we are. My Ramphias will have the honor of leading the charge.
Swords! Our hidden units have been discovered.
Answers! Quickly now!
Get my cavalry within position, and of course most Balkan troops have like a volley of javelins, so we're launching those things with a fury. On this side though, we have Peltas, so I just thought to myself, why not form up in a way that allows us to cast our missiles. Of course, this Ramphia unit
One of our units
is
has used all
getting
its ammunition.
bloody wrecked by these javelins. So yeah, I'm just gonna go pull them back. Oh man. Yeah, Ramphia units cannot survive missiles like this, so it's a little bit rough what's happening to it.
Ready to ride!
It's kind of justifiable. This side will get my cavalry involved. Okay, I mean, looks like the enemy got off a charge that I shouldn't have allowed them to. But also, I can get my Trevally Lancers behind them. This side, I mean, it looks like this Illyrian militia is just not holding. Oh man. Oh man, this is not a good move by them. So you can kind of see, like, we're gonna form a bit of a bridgehead. Sorry, a bit of a bulge that is just sticking out. We can mega flank them. And on this side, we took out some of the Marines that washed up on land and I think my cavalry is going to be
One of our
capable
units has
of
used all its
getting rid
ammunition.
of the rest of them. Meanwhile, these Tribaldi Lancers, it is going to be difficult for them to operate in the city, but they'll hit that flank well enough. Just a question of whether the enemy morale is going to allow them to hold. I don't think it will, though. So our garrison units aren't known for having phenomenal morale. So Illyrian footmen, they're losing a little bit against my Thracian footmen.
Missile warriors!
Thracian footmen have fewer men left, though. I don't know, just a massive barbarian brawl outside of the city. There ain't really much to analyze. Thing, though, is that it's keeping the enemy preoccupied, and their flanks are kind of messed up already. I think I can go take out my Thracian footmen, and then my general should be able to just kind of finish this fight. It's like, believe me, this general unit, they're just on a different level. Socioeconomically, skill-wise, this Illyrian footman just isn't going to be able to hold back the aggression of my general for very long. Meanwhile,
The battle is turning in our favor.
we are pushing the enemy back. Yeah, there you go. You can see my general wiped out the enemy footmen. We're coming in with cavalry. We're just gonna come in with like a general flank. The Thracian units, they're just attacking with a bloody fury. The enemy's just gonna hear commotion all around them as they just get surrounded and butchered. Man, you know what? A pretty effective battle, I would say. We managed to get rid of the RDA with minimal losses. The bad garrison is done now. We're toast. Though it's a strong garrison, I feel like if I was in command of it... Okay, I don't know if I would win this battle, necessarily. Because the troops are just... You just have worse troops. Like, my army's better, obviously. I invested so much money into keeping his army afloat, and this is just a garrison. But, I feel like I could have done something with it. Now, I'm just questioning what I want to do with a settlement. I could loot it, solve my money woes, but then... I have to have a settlement in Illyria. And if I loot, then I take it. If I sack... I don't know why you would want to raise the settlement. It's so weird. I don't know why you'd want to, like... I mean, I could liberate it. I just get an ally. Or I could, like, sack it and then liberate it. That way I get a little bit of money from it and I don't have to deal with this. But also... Why would I shy away from having investments in Illyria? It makes sense if I'm a Thracian. It's kind of backwards to capture Illyria before you capture Thrace, but... I mean, it makes sense to have Illyria. Now let's just loot it. Yeah, I'm gonna have really crap public order, but whatever.
Ready for battle!
What's the public order like here now? 8? At least the cultural difference is starting to shorten a little bit. Okay, what can we go for here, right? I mean, I really do need to, like, make this a strong settlement. Copper. Either way, you get -4 public order. +2 growth, 30 copper. Man, might as well get the one with... You ever get... I mean, this just seems like a better building. Or no, we have to repair it. Or... no, just go for less. Screw it. Let's just dismantle everything. Like, you have to actually repair buildings and then build them up, which I don't like. So let's just destroy everything here. This building, this army just kind of stays at place. I don't want to increase the food burden upon my economy, although getting additional farming town is not that bad. Let's get one more farming town. Screw it. Over here, got this public order thing. And over here, I mean, I don't need to like super upgrade this army because I can't, but I mean, we could at least get a couple more Thracian levies to make this settlement more sturdy. I can tell you that. Wait, what the? When did I select that? Technology to study. I don't need this. This is better. Let's go for a lot of civil technologies. I feel like we're just more useful than most military ones. The only military ones I find super useful are the ones that just let you unlock the buildings that you need, you know? Okay, so Epidamos is taken. We have a foothold in Illyria. I guess I'm just gonna have to go and take a good amount of Illyria. What I'm thinking is that once we've captured the walled settlement of Illyria, we could go for like a peace. Or just leave them with a kink, but then again, it's just annoying if they still are this close to Dacia. I don't know. Once we capture Delminium, we can then contemplate what the best move is afterwards. But the fact that we took Epidamos from the RDA is a pretty massive loss for the RDA. Even if they do take it back, that city is demolished. I mean, so much investment on their part is now squandered.
We will come
Dorsey.
for you.
Well, suppose that means we have to capture all of Illyria. It's not the end of the world. It's kind of the plan. And hey, at least we keep our integrity as a faction. Okay, I wanted to just go for like the double trouble. I don't know, I mean, I heard that for the most part, navies are really, really bad in this campaign. Like, but no, I mean, yeah, like for Odrysian, so heard you don't really want to go for naval development. Go for this, so at least you can risk something recruitable that's decent. I mean, we have good relations with these guys.
Welcome.
I would go for
We will
military
talk,
access.
and then we...
Gold freely given,
And actually, yeah, if they want to join the war
ye
against
have
the
the
Dorsey.
iron strength of the sword. Our
Okay,
gods
we
wish
probably
to
just
me
need a
that I
minor
must
payoff
reject
so
your
we can
offer.
actually.
Worthy though it was.
What the?
You speak as
Oh,
well as a
come on,
bard,
I'm using
but I
this
must be
military access
swayed
to
by
attack our
all
mutual
except the
enemies.
interest of my people.
How stubborn are you? I'll give you 3,000.
The gods will
And you deal with
rejoice
it.
at the words we have
But
spoken.
you know what? We have absolutely no reason to
You
attack each
honor
other. Why
us.
don't we get a
There's
non-aggression pact
food
as
enough
well? Helps you
This
probably more than it
agreement
helps
is
me.
like a feast after an empty belly. You are a truly worthy friend.
Friend that you abuse financially? Sure. We're friends in that regard.
Battle. Ready for orders. We take this settlement for the tribe.
I mean, in all honesty, I think I can win this battle if they dare attack me, so why not? These guys are raiding the crap out of this territory. And I guess that makes sense too. There's literally no reason for me to train troops in this, like, Dacian army. Because the troops I train would suck.
Yeah.
This army's on the way. Spend some money on a temple, why not? Two turns, I will have strong military recruitment capabilities in Thrace finally. We're on a roll here, boys. We are on a roll. Dacia will rise as a financially esteemed province, and then Thrace will rise as the center of the Balkan military world. Oh, come on! Okay, everybody is pouncing on me right now. They see me as overextended and weak, which is partially true, but not completely. Better perhaps the Antigonids are rightfully mad that I have allied with virtually every single adversary they have. But you know what, boys? Here we go. This is the attack I was waiting for, right? The RDA, they decided they don't want to starve in their settlements. They think they have an advantage. Right, their nobility is mad. I mean, look at those fucking bucket helmets, man. Wouldn't you be mad if you had to wear a bucket helmet like that into battle? But no, they've sallied out. They've sallied out, and they mean business. And honestly, they have a reasonable army here. It's not a bad one. But, oh, I have a minor hill, though. I am gonna ride this hill advantage to victory. So I don't have any I don't have any archers, so it's a bit of an issue. Keep my elite warriors in the back, right? And these guys, they truly are the elites of society. Those greaves, the body armor. I mean, these Thracian warriors, they mean business, man. They aren't nobodies. They're in a hereditary warrior class, and they go in with an absolute charge. 20 attack and 36 charge bonus. They hit like a cavalry unit. Of course, they fall apart pretty quickly, but no, if I could just get them into fights against, especially like, say like a weaker unit, right? Like a militia spear, then they get wrecked. Actually, luckily enough, this main force and the garrison, they're deploying independently of each other. And you know what? I should charge down from this hill and rip them to shreds. Well, you know what? This cavalry,
One of our units is
we can wreck the cavalry, it's okay. Exception of this unit. We're just gonna go ahead and charge down and completely destroy this army.
They will bleed for us. Move it! Lancers! Ready! Horsemen!
I mean, this like Illyrian melee cavalry really bit off a lot more than they could chew.
Our general is under attack.
Wait, what the? Fuck. Oh man, I butchered that. I did not order my charges.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
On the other hand, though, the enemy cavalry kind of got cut off like my infantry did. Wouldn't say that's as big of a W, but the enemy cavalry is pretty much dead at this point. And while their front line may have gotten some very good charges and stuff, I managed to carve up their flanks. I mean, look at these Ramphia warriors, dude. They love charging into flanks. Like I said, they're amazing on the charge, but imagine they're going into the flank of a unit. They just instantly kill like 20 guys. Instant rout. You do not want to get flank charged or rear charged by these types of troops. You don't want to get rear charged by a Thracian. As simple as that, man. They'll hunt after your booty. Meanwhile, that general guy's in long-term combat against Ramphia. You don't want to be in long-term combat against a Ramphia. If you're cavalry, Ramphias are actually very underrated against cavalry, I find. But interestingly, as the enemy garrison finally marches onto the field in column formation, they are just simply witnessing the destruction of our main army. Enemy hoplites are trying their best to hold, and they're doing a reasonable job at it, but now they are completely surrounded by very angry Thracians. You know, and I want to back my cavalry off. They're kind of maybe a little bit over-engaged here, but I mean, we'll keep one cavalry here. I'll discharge his general with a nice shot cavalry. Hopefully I can get him to rout, but yeah, I just want to get these damn Illyrian noble hoplites off the field, and we're doing that. We're doing that. They're completely surrounded and trying to disentangle themselves from imminent destruction. Let's get my cavalry off the field. We're getting a little bit wrecked here. And you know what? I think it's time to do a little trick here. All my Thracian warriors to hear the call of horns, and they will disengage. We'll run back up the hill. They've finished the slaughter of the Illyrians on the step of the hill. We're now streaming upwards. Okay, one shot cavalry. It's a little terrified. They were getting hounded by the enemy infantry, but for all my Thracian warriors were able to disengage pretty well. On enemies, but there we go. Unit of cavalry. They kind of tried to overcharge here. Some footmen, Illyrian footmen, that is. And they're trying to like hold off all my cavalry while I guess their infantry goes for my infantry. They're trying to hold my cavalry back.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Not very smart though. So when your infantry gets overexposed against 4 cavalry units, you get surrounded and ripped to pieces. You really need to be like a pike unit or something to survive an attack like this. Not some sort of light axe unit. No, you're not going to survive it, and now the men are going to be ripped to shreds, hunted down, and slaughtered. Of course, the axe unit is getting some reinforcements, so I'll back off, but they lost around half their men in that action. It wasn't very good. Now the only thing left is the enemy garrison, so I know at this point, I think it's time.
Odrysian warriors!
Deadly missiles ready! We hunger for blood!
One of our units has used
Look at that
all
to
its
charge.
ammunition.
And even my Peltis, man, they're just going in against Illyrian tribesfolk and they're showing them the business. Cutting out them with Sika, spears. You can see his Peltis, they aren't uniformly armed with any particular type of weapon, but up against the townfolk of the enemy, it's not a problem. They're just excellent fighters. And yeah, my Thracians, we're just gonna charge in. The shock value of my troops is absolutely crushing. And we're just gonna cause the enemy to flee before us like sheep. Brilliant victory. The Illyrians are left in a pathetic state after this. I mean, they're not gonna be able to hold this city. They were confident that they would be able to, but now they can't. Keep in mind, this was the army that I trained in Dacia specifically for this campaign. It's thus far. Like, I didn't even anticipate I was gonna fight the RDA with it. But this army is doing so well against the RDA. Because it's like the RDA support troops, like the Axemen and the Light Spearmen, they're just not capable of holding up to my Romphias and my Thracian warriors. And then the enemy Hoplites, I just don't engage them until I have to. Once I surround them, like, my troops are great for this rushing flanks and stuff. But yeah, now Dominium is gonna fall. I have the necessary siege equipment to take it out after a turn of building ladders, and their garrison is just gonna be so much weaker. I'm just gonna auto-resolve it. It's probably gonna be a super easy fight. Yatter is gonna be the only settlement that still stands, but I don't think that they're gonna be capable of holding me out for very long anyway. Of course, I'm sure that the Illyrians do have some ships along the Adriatic coast, and I might just start my navy here. Not like a big navy, mind you, but just like a little navy guy. Always good to have a navy. And I haven't bothered with it yet because I was always just spending all my money on land units, which makes sense. I mean, it's not like the Odrysians have a particularly good navy. They just have a navy. It's one of the weaker ones then again. Here we have it, boys. A very easy to win siege battle after they foolishly rushed out. I will loot the crap out of the settlement, as per usual. And, well, now we're low on food. Great. Although, not for very long. Not for very long, we aren't. Or not for very long, we are. And this army kind of blows, not gonna lie, but should be good enough to hold Zermezagatuza down. We'll just get rid of all of these buildings. Go ahead and host some more bread and games here. Did he give up on a dog? Oh, fuck no, bro. I never give up on a dog. I'm like Andrew King. Then Ayatter is the last thing that stands in my way. That's okay of you to not give up on dogs? Bro, I don't like giving up on dogs. I know that's your hobby, but it's not mine, bro. I love dogs. I never give up on a dog. Not as long as I don't have to. Let's go ahead and make that navy now. How is this more expensive? It's a better ship. Has more men, has better health. Heavy Raider is a try. I don't know. Maybe it's a bigger ship, but oh, because it's like, oh, it has a hull that you can ram with. This one doesn't have a ramming hull. That makes sense. I mean, these ships suck dick, alright? Like, they just do. That's 100%. 101% that they suck dick, but it's alright. I don't discriminate if you do. I just want ships that can row, so I have some type of navy built up. Not a great navy, just some kind of navy. Look, the Antigonites decided to declare war on me. I don't know why.
Be welcome, and
Oh lord, this is actually a lot of men. I do not want to be at war with them right now. If they could randomly take race from me.
greetings.
Could I pay them
Do
off?
not waste time on ill-chosen words, although an hour or two bathing would have been useful. We did not seek
let's try it,
war or
4,000.
bloodshed, but when the
Yes,
blood
you did!
spilled belongs
You declared
to
war on me. What do you mean you did?
you don't have a little
You
Greek
did seek
blood,
war or
do you,
bloodshed.
by
That's
any
exactly
chance?
what you did.
Your proposal here is ripe with intelligence.
Stupid rhetoric, man. Did seek war or bloodshed. What else? What did you do then? What is declaring war on someone? It's seeking war or bloodshed. God damn it. Okay, who would trade
You
with
are
me?
welcome.
Anybody else? Rome.
Welcome, I suppose. No, do not sit.
Okay. Why do I keep playing? I was planning to play for an hour, but was playing for 2 hours. I need to jump off, boys. I need to jump off. We'll return if I'm off. One return. God, this campaign is so much fun, man. Steamrolling with the Odrysians is just next level entertaining. At least for me it is. Okay, the way I see this is that Ayater is relatively undefended. The RDA are too far away to do anything in Illyria at this point. And that army I have in Sigurd should be able to take Ayater, especially if like my two armies combine. Even though this army is like kind of low, we'll still be able to do something. I definitely think that I have Ayater by the balls here, and that would just give me an entire problem. I didn't even intend to take Illyria. I wanted to take Thrace. This was accidental, but I think I made the best of a very random positive situation, so I'll take it. Although, yeah, my food supply is kind of screwed now. So Thrace is always on the brink of revolt because I don't have any public order buildings there at all. Everything's just taking away from public order. And Athens, wait, is that Athens or the Finny? I have to check who that is. If it's Athens, that's weird. Let's see what's going on here. Ooh, 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 so many random things. Although I don't like that. Okay. I would happily end my war with
My
RDA,
time is better spent feeding.
and
Gods
they
above,
just go for it. I mean,
witness
that's
that
great
my
because
honor
I
is
didn't have a
sustained,
single army
even as I accept this offer as
even
I
like
must for my people.
recognizably close to their settlement, so
Getting on our way.
perfect. You're about to nut? What the fuck?
Burn it down. When your feet bleed, you can moan.
Damn, dude. It's crazy. I do have a hairy chest. You ain't wrong.
Your orders?
You ain't wrong, that's just a fact. Gonna go for a top level recruitment here.
Ready for battle! Two!
We can slaughter this army. And look, boys, I definitely need to go at this point. Oh, that is Defini. That's not too bad then. Thought it was someone else, that would have been annoying. And they'll probably just help shut down the slave revolt that's about to erupt, so that's good. And then also, because the Macedonians are getting frisky, I think it's about time for me to...
Traveling on silent
That's gay.
routes.
That's undeniably gay. That's not even like, it's not even funny gay, that's just gay. Want to figure me? You know what that is? Gay. That's just gay. Plain as heck.
A merry meeting. All men have a weakness.
Ready for battle! Fleet, ready!
Help me lose my virginity? No, bro.
A merry meeting.
It's your quest. It's your mission.
Ready for orders. Yes. To work then.
You're the hero's journey. I am the hero's journey. The hero's journey is very important to me.
Thirsty for battle!
Okay, well I guess I can go ahead and recruit
We need
a bunch of pikemen here. Screw it! Fuck yeah, let's get some pikes. That'll help me fight the Macedonians. I'm so gay. Aw. Jelly Gayson.
ready for orders!
Jelly gay. Jelly gay is just such a funny way to say it, bro. I love saying jelly gay. Jelly frag is better though, you're alright. Jelly frag is pretty good. Jelly gay is okay. Jelly fragger is pretty solid as well, I'd say. Oh man, why don't we just take Ayater though? What if we take Ayater? Wouldn't that be better? Like, better than not taking Ayater? Okay, the main threat I see to myself is that we're at war with Macedon. The RDA, it doesn't look like they were determined to take Sarmezigatuza because they've signed a peace treaty. Of course, they are at war with Singadon. You can see that they have a massive army heading towards a kink. And I guess they just don't want to lose their last settlement, which is wise, So we managed to catch them with a good peace treaty. And it was a good peace treaty because I cannot fight them from Dacia. Destroying my only barrack in Dacia may have been a bit of a stupid idea, but I'm gonna stand behind it because I just don't think Dacia is in a position to be a military recruitment area for me. It's just simply not. I don't have the population there to do it. Thrace is much better suited for it. And I can always just build up like a military building in Dacia later in the campaign. Once we actually have a sizable body of warriors and elites ready to go. So we need more elites. We have the warriors, and we have the freemen, but we need more elites. Because elites are the best troops I can get. Which I have abundantly in Dacia. Sorry, in Thrace. Not in Dacia. Dacia, I barely have any. Although now I might have a lot more. I don't know. Yeah, I've been steadily growing in population. Actually, that's not really a lot. It's definitely not a lot. It's some, but it's not a lot. We're getting like 6 a turn as well. It's never gonna be a lot.
Thirsty for battle! Warriors all!
Well, we were supposed to lose a crap load of men, but we didn't. Oh, you're playing Battlefield? Heck yeah. And over here, we have basically all of our elites. I don't know, man. Honestly, declining nobility is pretty annoying.
For the tribe! Ready for battle!
I mean, honestly, we probably could just take it like this. Just
Attack!
smash it. Just smash it and auto-resolve. So I do gotta go and might as well. Well, I lost troops I did not want to lose, but we also did win.
We cannot!
I am surprised that I lost as many men as I did though. What the? How is this a losing battle? Screw it. Pyrrhic victory. That was not good. We lost almost everyone. But you know what? We did win!
Ready for battle!
We did win. Victory at a ridiculous cost, but we did win. Man, auto-resolve really did not like me. It hated me, bro. It wanted me dead.
Thirsty for battle!
Thracia, Illyrian, Sickle Bearer. Okay, honestly, these guys are pretty decent. These guys are pretty damn decent. Yeah, we don't have the reform level required, but these guys are... They are better. They are better than my Thracian infantry by far, bro. I mean, they are very expensive, but... I mean, honestly, whatever. If they're really this good, then I can take them.
Ready for orders! Thirsty for battle! Ready for battle!
Kilvin, this is it. I mean, we basically conquered... I mean, we have conquered Illyria. That is pretty damn solid. That is pretty darn good. So now we can go ahead and make up an epic army in Odessos. Prove to the world who we are. We are Thrace. We are good. We are epic. We are the best. We can prove all of these things beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Thirsty for battle! Death in battle, there is no finer ending!
Oh man, I can only train 3 units at once? Are you kidding me? Oh, this is a shit province to have the basis of my recruitment, and I can tell you that. It's my own damn fault for putting it here, I guess, but holy crap, it's terrible. I mean, what am I supposed to do about that? We only have 1 unit. 3 units we can recruit per turret. I remember in Dacia it was like 5 or 6. I mean, it makes sense. We only have 2 settlements in the province, but still. It's actually kind of an L. But I've got to stick to the plan. Dacia will become a recruitment province once I can build a new building there. Okay, let's see what we can do now. Okay, so entire rebellion is just on the basis of these. Sorry, if it's entire like food shortage, it's just on the basis of these rebellion. So like, I think when you raid, you take a lot of food with you, so it's not a humongous deal. There we go. Like, look at that.
Ready for orders.
Food shortage is already over.
Is that
This faction is gone.
for the tribe?
Public order has been established. Need marble. Need to harvest the marble. I guess we need the food.
Thirsty for battle.
Ready for battle. On the move, lads.
Flee. Moving out. Row. Gods, curse ya. For the tribe.
Warriors all.
Okay, I need to figure out exactly what I'm doing on my armies now, because yeah, things have changed quite a bit. We no longer have big armies. What the? Why has growth gone down? What's going on here? Food -7. Oh, I create this. Get some food here. Okay, what else can I do for food? The answer is nothing. There's nothing else I could do for food. I mean, this is just gonna take a lot of my food if I do this. I can get Illyrian hoplites here if I really wanted to, which would be sick, but I can already get like foreigner hoplites. I don't see why I would do that. And if we go and we camp in a Yatter, then we just end up screwing ourselves over.
For the tribe.
Might as well just like patrol the region.
Thirsty for getting on our way.
Ready for orders.
I mean, didn't we already make peace with the Antigonids? Yes, we did. I might as well just disperse this army then. It's not doing anything. It's not ever gonna do anything. We're also on normal income right now, so it's not the end of the world. We can recruit more troops. So I really did screw myself over with population decline and stuff. Really did.
Warriors all. Are you ready to do your duty to the tribe?
Only 3 recruitment slots. That's just AIDS, man. And over here we have such poor food that we just aren't getting many people joining up. And on the bright side, our income from Dacia is insane. Our income from Sarmatia is equally pretty nuts. Our income from Illyricum is not good yet, but I mean, look at this, right? It's a ruin the province, man. Like, there ain't much I could do about it. So my food production goes up. But okay, boys, I guess this isn't a bad position by any means that I'm in, right? It's not a bad position. Just also, we have issues with our recruitment. Our armies are sort of just in disarray. We've lost a lot of men and we haven't recovered at all. I'm gonna have to re-establish a military presence and honestly figure out what to do with my recruitment. Because, like, I have 3 provinces. No, I have 4 provinces, and only one of them has a recruitment building. And the province that does is the one where I have the least settlements. That's just stupid. Like, just plainly stupid. Having a recruitment base in Sarmatia doesn't make any sense because of the geography of it. Like, if I make armies here, we're just not going to be able to get anywhere else. Dacia is pretty central. It would make sense to have it in Dacia, and I really do need to build up another building for that. It's just with my food production so low, I don't want to destroy any of the buildings here, but I have. But waiting also feels like it's just gonna take too dang long. I mean, I do have a new army forming up in Odessos, and in a set number of turns, it will be ready.
A merry meeting, treading secret paths. I am a... Deep peace to you.
Ready for order!
Well met. Thirsty for battle.
So maybe I should just get rid of this navy. It's not really gonna do much. Whatever. I can have a little navy. Just something to move around with. How about the Feni? Can I just get like a nice little
Well met, friend.
defensive alliance with them? No.
Our ancestors were proud men and stood alone against the world. For now, can we do any less?
I don't know, boys. I'm really hoping within a couple of turns my food supplies can just rebound and I can be happy. My armies can recover and everything will be fine. And Dacia can start growing again. Because I really do want to reestablish military recruitment there. And I don't think an elite population is actually going to grow without having a military building there because, yeah, just every other like, what is it, class has buffs bringing it up while...
All I ask is...
Oh, hey, man. Holy Patata. I like your name, dude. What's up? So you did join the stream a little late. I'm probably gonna go after this turn. I've been streaming for 2 hours and I have so much to do. It's called me Phil. Hey, Phil. That is a little easier, although I do like Holy Potato a little bit more. Absolutely love this game. Yeah, I love Rome 2. I'd say it's my favorite game. I've been playing it since I was like 13 and I have zero intention to stop. Have you tried Age of Bronze? No, I haven't. The only mods I've really played extensively are this one and Radius mod. Just get rid of this build. Until I can retain men, I just don't see any point of sustaining half-dead units. Really cool, recommend it. Sure. I mean, hey man, if it's better than Pharaoh, heck yeah. And it probably is, because at least it's based on the Robe 2 engine. I think anything in this game would be better than Pharaoh. What are you doing in game right now? Well, I'm playing on the DEI mod, Divided Impera, and I'm playing as the Odrysian Kingdom. I started out here, obviously, in Odessos, and I went north. Dacia was the first province I conquered because I wanted to stay as far away from the Antigonids as possible. Then I wanted to potentially expand into the Bosphorus regions, so I took out Sarmatia. Some very hard-fought battles against the Scythians, but I just managed to outmaneuver them, even though I usually suck against nomads. I meant to go downwards to go south again and conquer all of Thrace, but the RDA held the settlement here, and then just because of that settlement, I started a war with the RDA and sort of just accidentally conquered all of Illyria. So that's where I am now, trying to stabilize this province, trying to stabilize my food supply. Just taking this province kind of threw everything out of whack, but at the end of the day, I'm trying to just recover my military too, because the military is a little bit spent after this war. Do not have the most troops left, and it's a little bit difficult because now I'm a little bit overextended, right? I mean, I have so many random factions that they sporadically declare war on me, and I'm just trying to recover enough men to be able to fend them off. So I'm trying to rapidly recover my strength, basically, before my expansionism starts to bite me in the butt. Now, I have a kind of like a lot of diplomatic treaties with factions like these guys. DEI, Divided Impera. I'm sure you've heard of it. It's like one of the most popular kind of like, what are they called? What are those mods that do everything? Overhaul mods, there you go. One of the most popular overhaul mods. Yeah, I'm gonna go for Archer. I like a good Archer. I don't really fit the Odrysian playstyle that well, but haven't played it yet. Gonna try it out though. Yeah, the coolest thing is that they create a population system for Rome too. So then you have like this stratified population based upon social status, and it's based upon this population that you can recruit certain units. For example, like with Thrace, right? The Romphia warriors, they come from the elite population, so they're a little bit more difficult to get. But you can get standard footmen, militia, stuff like that from the other populations, and your Greek troops come from the foreigner population. So it kind of makes things a little bit more challenging or easier depending on the faction you're in. Like Rome, they can recruit very good troops from the lower classes, while the Greeks, you're basically forced to use your upper classes for any units of substance. So yeah, like you can't just spam troops, especially for the Spartans, right? You end up having this really, really difficult population system that's just punishing. Yeah, dude, try it out. If you love Rome 2, it's definitely a must-try, at least for one campaign. There we go with the... I want to go spy on these Bosphorus fiends, see what they're up to. Maybe I can prod them a little bit. At least this army is recovering. Any battles anytime soon? Not really. I'm in kind of like rebuild mode for this campaign right now, so I'm not even entirely sure who to attack next. I don't have the means to attack the RDA here, and I don't really have the desire either. I may try to go for the Bosphorus. If I don't see any other units close, I may just try to snipe this capital right here. Especially because I think Sarmatia is probably fine when it comes to defensibility. And yeah, of course I'm building this army up too, so... no battles anytime soon, unfortunately. Just being honest. Slave uprising. I think it happened near Navisos. Yeah, Odessos has a very powerful slave trading building, so whenever I get a rebellion, it's always a full-on slave revolt, which is kind of annoying, but that's just what happens. But yeah, the thing about DEI is you don't want to overextend yourself ever, because like your armies just cannot recover if you don't have the necessary populations, the necessary food supplies. Like, you can't expand overly aggressively like you can in vanilla. Like, somewhat slows down gameplay to an annoying level, but also it does make your campaign management more strategic. It's kind of take, you know, good and bad from that, but yeah, for me right now, I definitely need to slow down, not declare war on anybody, and just get my campaign together. How many new factions did they add? Quite a few. I don't know how many in total, but if you want some examples, they added like a new Persian faction, Atrapakan. They added a couple of Celtic factions. They added a Celt-Iberian faction. They added Rhodes for the Greeks, if you like the Rhodesians. No successor factions, but... And yeah, they didn't add the Etruscans or anything, but they added those. They added a crap load of new units, and they added a new recruiting system where, like, basically each province will have some local auxiliaries you can recruit. Like in Thrace. You can... Wait, what the... You can get, like, Falxmen. Yeah, those are just Greeks. I can't really... Those don't really count, but, like... In Dacia, you can get the Falxmen. Thrace, you can get these Agrianian Peltas and these Medi Peltas. Over here in Sarmatia, you can get some steppe units, like these kind of Seka, Cataphracts, and these Horse Archers. So they didn't add as many new factions as they add, like, units. And of course, they changed the way the settlements are named, and they changed where the start positions are. Like, for example, the Epirodes, they actually start here in Taras. They start in Italia, and they're directly at War of the Romans. So if you play, like, you know, a really difficult Epirode campaign, you're in here, you're at War of the Romans, you have a, like, an 8 stack army, and you have to basically just quickly conquer Italy before the Romans blitzkrieg you. It is a really fun campaign. Pretty hard one, but it's a really fun campaign. I played it once. It was a trip, man. It was really cool. Let's get some industry over here. Should have public order from these two buildings pretty thoroughly established. But we are starting to run out of money from my ill-gotten gains from looting. We are starting to run a little bit low. Let's see. This rebellion is honestly pretty strong. The army has more men than my army here. I'm not sure if I can handle them.
For the tribe.
Is the mod large? How much space does it take? I remember when I was downloading, it sounded... I think for DEI, you're looking at a couple of gigabytes.
Ready for battle.
It's not the biggest mod ever. It's not gonna, like, destroy your PC, but it's definitely a couple of gigabytes. Maybe even 2, somewhere between 2 and 3, I believe.
Are you ready to do your duty to the tribe?
But I did have an issue with it when I initially downloaded it. Basically what happened was the mod would run insanely slow. It would just slow down my game. It would take like 5 minutes to like start and end a turn. It was just absurd. So I ended up downloading the mod directly from the modder's website, and that cleared things up. Of course, it is annoying because then it's like you have to insert it into the game files, and it's just like, you know, it's like Steam Workshop is just so much more convenient. But it's what I had to do to actually get the mod to work. You know what? Screw it. I'm just not gonna have a navy. Like, it costs like 1,000, and it's just not worth it. I don't know what that navy will possibly help me with, so no navy for me. I don't know. I mean, it looks like the... You know what? I do have... You know, I'm gonna end this stream. I have to end this stream at some point. There's no good time to do it, but I am way too into this right now, and I have to go write an essay that's due later today. I gotta go, bro. I know it's okay. I'm really talking to myself. I want to keep on playing. This game is awesome. But yeah, thanks, Holy Potato, or... Forgot Phil. Yeah, thanks, Phil, man. It's a pleasure having you, and yeah, try this mod out, man. Trust me, it is worth it. It's worth a shot for sure. But peace. See you later.